Rebecca. Look at it! I've made like 3 videos in the exact same outfit. Do you like my beanie? I really like my beanie. It's just a cozy, rainy day, and you know what? I just don't want to get out of my sweater and my beanie. So, and I need to film multiple videos today. So, in this video, I am reviewing Red Velvet Chocolate Tea from the Republic of Tea. Oh man, I can still smell it in this little package. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got this in the April, that was last month, the April Cozy Mug box, which was a dessert themed box, and I've been interested in trying the Cup of Chocolate Tea collection from the Republic of Tea, but I'm not a big fan of chocolate teas, or just even chocolate in general. Bless me. And so I'm like, well, I really don't want to waste my money on a tin because I'm probably not going to like it. And I don't really like dessert type teas. I'm more of a fruity, floral, light kind of tea person. But I got it and I was like, hey, red velvet chocolate? I love red velvet cake, so I'm going to try it. This is a caffeine-free herb blend with rooibos, chocolate, vanilla, and beetroot. I just love it when teas have beetroot in it because it's almost a guarantee that your tea is going to be this pretty pink or red color. I just think that's so much fun. The ingredients for this tea are rooibos, beetroot bits, sweet blackberry leaves, and natural chocolate and vanilla flavors. Yep. I love the quote that's on the back of the sample. It says, drinking tea, desires diminish, and I come to see the ancient secret of happiness, wanting what I already have, the minister of leaves. And good news is that this tea is certified gluten-free. Holla! I used to be gluten-free, and there's a lot of things that I prefer gluten-free. But my sister is very, very, very gluten-free. So, just gonna say right now, this tea tastes exactly like red velvet cake. So, I think this would be awesome for anybody, one who's trying to lose weight, because you don't have to eat the actual cake to have a warm, delicious cup of it right here. And it's gluten-free, so if you're gluten-free and you want red velvet cake, you don't have to, like, mix all your own blends. You can just, like, you can just brew a cup of this tea. This is an unbleached tea bag, and we all know how I feel about tea bags. It's no surprise. But if you're gonna get tea bags, like, not tea sachets where it's like a sachet with whole leaves in it, I'm talking about, like, a tea round which has fannings in it, I would go through Republic of Tea because I've had such a good record with them with the fannings in tea bags. So, it's not my first choice when I'm getting tea, but they're good. They're good teas. So the leaves of this tea were definitely fannings, and I have to point out because, I don't know, I feel like I'm being dishonest if I don't point it out, but I wouldn't really be dishonest. So I took the tea bag out, and there's even still some in here. I'm not gonna pour it out, but I took it out, and it was just covered in little tea flakes, like covered in sediment. Like, I can't think of the word that I want to use. Basically, I took it out, and I was like, what the heck? And so I shook it a little bit, and it was just, like, raining this red tea dust everywhere. And I mean, it was all over my notebook, it was all over the bag, my hands, some got into my mug, and I was like, well, this is just fantastic. Actually, I wasn't pleased at all. I was kind of frustrated. I was like, are you serious right now? But when I tore it open, obviously I didn't tear it open very nicely, the dry aroma of this tea is amazing. At the first sniff, it smells exactly like a fresh baked red velvet cake. Like, first sniff, you're like, what? Like, what am I about to make? Like, you get super excited. I'm looking at my handy dandy notebook, by the way. But as you smell it more, as I smelled it more, I was able to point out the rooibos and the vanilla and the chocolate. So it wasn't that magical, but definitely the first sniff was amazing. The liqueur of this tea was a deep red. It resembled a red velvet cake, but it had a more brown hue to it. There's definitely more brown in there, but it resembled a red velvet chocolate cake, so that's good. The brewed aroma of this tea is red velvet all the way, 100%. Like, I couldn't even point out like the rooibos or the vanilla or the chocolate. I could not, or the blackberries. I couldn't pick out any one flavor. Brew tea was just like, wow, that is red velvet cake right there, and I need to drink it right now. Handy dandy notebook. Okay. Head notes is chocolate, body notes red velvet, end notes rooibos, and aftertaste rooibos and red velvet. So the head notes, like I just said, were chocolate, but it wasn't artificial chocolate. I mean, it tasted like I was taking I just took a bite of chocolate, like real chocolate. The body notes tasted like red velvet cake. That's just what it tasted like. The end notes was definitely rooibos. Like, as I was drinking, as it was going down my throat, I was like, oh yeah, definitely a rooibos tea. And then the aftertaste was rooibos, but also red velvet. So if you don't like rooibos tea, then I wouldn't suggest it, because you can definitely tell that it is rooibos. The red velvet doesn't hide that at all. So if you don't like rooibos tea, I would not suggest trying this. This tea tastes so close to red velvet cake that I'm like, this isn't even like a dessert tea, it's just the red velvet cake right there. And I love it because it doesn't have the wheat, and it doesn't have sugar, and it doesn't have the dairy in it, and it's just red velvet cake. So good. I'm so happy about this tea. This tea isn't really sweet, but I think that if you put like whipped cream or Cool Whip on top of it, I bet you could get that like cream cheese frosting. I actually don't like cream cheese frosting, but you could get that nice frosting, like sweetness and texture in there. I think this tea would be really good with whipped cream or Cool Whip. Like, really good. Overall, I give this tea 3.5 stars for its dang deliciousness. That's really what I wrote, dang deliciousness. It smells great, and it's a healthier option. I really wish I could give it a full 4 stars because I love the packaging. Well, I didn't love the packaging, but it was cute. But you know what? I cannot give a tea bag 5 stars. I just cannot do it. Plus, all of the red dust falling off of it was just so disappointing. So, 3.5 stars. But I would definitely buy this tea again. Actually, I'm probably going to buy this tea again. Or not even again, I'm probably just going to buy this tea. And I would recommend it to anybody who loves red velvet cake. Again, if you're a rooibos lover, hater, if you're a rooibos hater, I'm sorry. If you're a rooibos lover, you're probably going to love this tea as much as I do. I forgot to note the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel of this tea was watery, but there was no pucker, so that made it even more enjoyable to me. I wish it would have been a little bit more creamy, but then again, whipped cream, add some milk in there maybe, then I think it would be a lot creamier. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's review, and seriously, this tea is really good. I hope you guys are having an amazing day full of tea and happiness, and I will see you next time. Bye!